Put it on. Put it on. Yours is upside down. Oh, yeah. Put it on.
No.
Put it on.
I'm not going to catch the COVID in my own house.
You might. We might.
If y'all brought it home, yeah, good. Don't bring it home.
Can we move this one back some? This one's like all up. Oh, like I can see my wrinkles. Like,
sit back in the chair.
Okay.
There.
That's fine. That's
Perfect.
Oh.
How's everybody doing out there tonight? We're going to get this thing rolling here.
4 minutes of arguing. Look at that.
Yeah, that's not normal, unnatural.
That's not.
We have a pet pig.
We do not.
You better watch it.
Our moderators this evening are our children and our sister-in-law Pam, who had these made for us. They're backwards in here, but they're so cool. Look at that. They're so awesome. Look at that.
Put it on.
So
I'm going to look much better with this on.
Not really, but
I don't know what the point is with the beard, but whatever.
he can think about it. Well, this captures all kinds of nasty stuff, so.
I drank swamp water and turtle pee when I was a kid. I'm not scared of the Rona, okay?
You probably did.
Toby Beat says, hey y'all, Chris
What's up, Toby?
O'Rourke. Good evening, guys. Mike Simon, I want that shirt, big dog.
Look at that. Look at that cool shirt.
Yeah, Michael Horn watching.
Hi, Michael Toller. Oh my
Ken
goodness.
Dowden.
Katie, will you get me some water, please?
Brett Chesser.
Hey, Uncle
Timmy.
Timmy. Here's
Jim
Uncle
Ford.
Brett. We got some peeps
Eddie
on
Miller.
Insta too. Who's watching the Insta feed?
Neither one of them.
Our children are slacking today. It's been a tiring week. We've had a lot of up and downs over the last week. Starting with, can you please get me some more water?
There's not
After
anything.
she's drinking it, she's drinking what's left in the cup. It's just not getting me any more water. Anyway,
business.
it's such a
That's
day.
loud to be moonshine
It's such a
now.
day. Oh my gosh, y'all, it's such a day. Oh, I can't see nothing.
Chris
There we
O'Rourke
go.
says, any updates on New York?
We
Yes, that's what I was
are
trying to get to. Give me
going.
this. Give me this. He is going.
Well, when I say we, I mean the Bassmasters Elite Series will be headed to New York shortly. Got word today where we've got programs in place to keep everybody safe and to get everybody tested. It's not going to be easy.
Harvey's gonna have to get. So first of all, we're gonna test him the normal test. So we tested for antibodies this week just in case, but they have to have the regular COVID test before they leave to make sure one they don't get turned around at the New York state line when they go up there. So he gets that test this weekend, thanks to a good friend of ours who's able to get him that done to Saturday or Sunday or whenever we're gonna do it. Then he's going to have to take it before every tournament in New York based on what information we got today. So he's going to have this cotton swab shoved up his nose and hit his brain at least 4 more times if they can find it.
They're going to have a cotton swab about that big around.
So, yeah, I'm okay with staying home just so I can avoid doing that a few times. That's okay.
Yeah, Chris, I'd have a hard time finding my brain, bro.
So, hey, Paul. So, yeah, so New York's a go. Joseph and I are not going to get to go because regardless if you're coming from a hotspot state, unless Arkansas all of a sudden falls off the list, which God has done different things. You never know what kind of miracles can occur. We're going to stay home and just chill out and do some stuff and maybe head to Louisiana and see some family because they'll let us go down there and whatever.
Where there's more cases.
Yeah, there's more there, so whatever. But we'd rather do that than go to New York and spend 14 days in quarantine and then turn around and fly right back home. So
Might do you some good, though.
it's all good. Everybody is drinking my water, and I don't. Why is my water so much better than it comes out of the refrigerator, just like all of y'all's does?
Yeah, but it's better when it's yours. Michael says he is fishing in the evening derby while watching
Oh, fun. Where are you at, Michael Todd?
Caney Lake.
Yeah,
Let's hope
Candy
you're
Lake
okay.
Thursday night jackpot. Boy, if you're watching this, you got bigger issues than I knew.
Leave
Really?
him alone. Maybe he's waiting for you to give him some pointers.
Go throw a big worm around shallow docks. Come on now.
Harris says, Harvey, what's up, man? Let's get that Northern Tour trophy, boy.
Yes, that's
I'm
the
down with
plan. You got somebody on Instagram says, remember me from Bud's Baits? I can't read it from here. Sorry. I think it's Thomas. Yes. Sorry, Facebook people.
Yeah, it's hard for us to keep up. Sorry about that. We try our best. The children are not helping at all.
Wi-Fi isn't working.
It's okay. Calm down.
That's what I'm trying to.
It's all good. They're working on it.
We have technical issues. We have children.
We have technical issues in general, so it's okay.
John says better the nose than other areas.
True, I suppose. You're right, John.
Jason Butcher says, hey, you guys, from the boy and I.
Hey. So tonight, Harvey's gotten tired of me asking him all kinds of questions about how the weather impacts stuff. So we're gonna talk about the weather tonight, and we're gonna talk about top waters. So I've graduated from basically stuff that gets caught on the bottom, and now I'm gonna graduate to stuff that gets caught on the top of the water. So
You can catch the top of the water?
Well, whatever's floating, I will catch it. I'm pretty sure because I've caught everything on the bottom of the lake except a fish. So might as well start at the top.
You have
and
caught
go
a
down.
fish. You caught the only fish that was caught in the boat the other night.
You're right. I did catch that fish, and it was a good size. That's my personal best trout, even though it was like a pound. It was awesome.
Trash fish.
It is not a trash fish. A lot of people think trout are delicacies. Not us, but there are some people who like trout. We don't. We had a dog named Trout.
He was a corgi. He was cute.
He was a corgi.
So anyway, moving on.
Alex Smith says, do you burn a beetle spin or slow roll it?
What?
Man, you gotta slow roll that beetle.
What's a
spin,
beetle
though.
spin?
That's a whole nother conversation.
Okay, so that's another session we're going to talk about later. All right, Five Toads is on. What's up, boo? I can't remember. Oh, he sent a request to be in the live video.
Don't even know how that works.
You hit that button down there. It's got the little thing. You see the little red button on your phone?
We're actually going to start once we get done with the New York swing.
We're going to invite people to come join our conversation.
Doing some little bit different stuff. We've got a production studio that we're gonna
I hear you, Chris.
leave and move into. It's actually
Destin's
a
watching.
friend of mine's basement, so
Give that baby a hug for me, Destin.
we're gonna move over there, take all of this nonsense and crash somebody else's house with it. He's got much better setup, than just two phones. He's got the cameras and the microphones and
Hey,
technical
Jason.
know-how that we don't possess.
So basically, we've partnered with a new production company, is what Harvey is saying.
That.
Who is it?
Nace Renfrey.
And
If
what's
y'all
his
would,
production company name? Do you know his name?
I don't know the name.
I don't remember
If
either.
y'all would follow him on Instagram,
He's a
great kid. We've known him since he was in like 4th grade.
Something.
Before that, like 3rd. Because we went to the
He
same
was
elementary
young. He
24
was
now.
young. He was young.
School. Okay, so we're 4th grade. Because we went to the same elementary.
For like
Yes.
a week.
So,
A year.
Jim, you are always welcome. And hopefully, I'm hoping you still go to Oneida, Jim, to fish, because I know you paid your bills and you want to go up there so bad. And I know they're probably going to let you guys fish Oneida. That one's probably pretty good.
Yeah.
Even though they delayed. So if you don't know and you hadn't read your emails, they have delayed the final payment for Oneida because of all the fun stuff that's going on, just so you guys know.
I can't keep
How
up
do I
with
know
the
all this
emails.
and you don't know this stuff?
Because
I don't
we get
understand.
9,000 emails a day, and that's your job is to read emails and set up meetings.
That's, excuse me, that's my job.
That's your job.
That's my job.
That's your regular
What's your
job.
What's your job?
My job's to try to catch fish.
And how have you been doing?
I caught fish today.
You would have a horrible eval right now. I'm just saying. You need to work on this.
I would have a horrible eval 99% of
to
the
work on this.
372 days a year.
Insane. Oh no, not working.
Can I go on now?
Okay, we can
Are
continue.
you done with your rant?
There's probably another one coming. I'm just saying. It's hot today. It's hot all week, and I don't like to sweat. I don't like to
Go
glisten.
stand outside. It's like 70 degrees.
That's because a freaking storm is blowing through right now. But whatever.
Might do you
It's
some good.
okay.
Cool you off.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm still a little burnt about not going up north because I was
Mr.
looking
Jim
forward
said you
to
better stay in your lane, bro.
it. Hey, true, Jim. True. Penny's fishing in the morning. I'll come with you, Penny. You can teach me something. Chris's Harvey's the talent. Whatever. I wish our Instagram people could watch the Facebook feed. It's hilarious.
Some of them are. I'm sure some of them are sitting there with like the computer open and their phone in their hand going, these people.
Alex says, can you get the X18 with the same deck material as your boat?
You can get
Correct.
any Express with C deck, I believe. Isn't that right?
That is correct.
Straight up, that C deck is the bomb. So if y'all saw Facebook today or even Instagram, the fool was out there barefoot to prove a point because he's got baby feet. I know we've talked about this, but he's got baby feet and he won't even walk across carpet without socks or slippers on. He's such a baby. Anyway, his tender little feet got on the sea deck today, and he was actually barefoot for quite some time working on his flip-flop tan,
That's never gonna get better.
which is never going to get better, no matter how much sun or
it-
fake bake you put on that.
It's a
It's
triple,
not happening.
It's my triple. It's the signature triple tan.
It's the new hashtag triple tan.
And
You
if y'all know
explained this to us the
anybody
other
that
night. I don't understand what the heck you're talking about.
spends as much time on the boat as I do, I wear tennis shoes, I wear flip flops, so I have 3 different stages of tan. Because there's a dark in my legs,
On the leg.
a little bit lighter where the tennis shoes are,
What did
and then a
Brad
little
say?
bit lighter where my flip flops are, and then there's a white streak.
His
Rigid
feet
off.
have racing stripes. Brad, don't even go there because you know you had those croc dots on your feet. So don't even start.
That's right, Charles. Them tender little feet, man. You know,
No joke. It's
Miss
so
Penny
true.
says, can you get the deck material for a War Eagle, or is it Express?
you can actually call them, Miss Penny, and they may have a kit for your boat,
If not, they will send you
a template.
a template that you can actually draw on. You and Joseph actually did this for his kayak.
Yep.
And so tell them what the process was that you had to go through.
They basically send you a kit that you draw the layout on, send back to them. They cut the pieces and ship them to you.
So
Peeling stick, simple.
it's really cool. And you can pick any colors you want, how many layers you want. Harvey, how many layers you got?
Man, I play tennis like every day.
You've never
Never.
played tennis.
No,
in
I
your
did play
life.
tennis.
Throwing tennis balls to the dog doesn't
17 years ago, I walked onto a tennis court with a real tennis racket.
And hit somebody, not a ball.
Tim Dowden can back me up on this. I hit the tennis ball like 5 times, and the racket was like it's supposed to be like, and it was something like, so I quit.
It was caved in.
Yeah, I bent the racket, so rackets weren't strong enough for me, so I had to quit.
You were
I
playing
believe
tennis
that-
wrong.
I
There's
believe
something wrong
that. Like,
Tim, where you at, Tim?
Charles
Tim
was
Dowden.
like, that is not tennis.
Tim Dowden can back me up on that statement 100%.
Oh,
David
gosh.
Graven says, are you getting the new Talons on your current boat, or do you have to wait for next year?
We just got a new. We just
So, yeah, I was about to say.
saw the new Raptors,
Ooh.
and we will
They're
have
sweet.
those maybe on next year's boat. I hadn't decided yet.
Because you're actually really liking the Talons better than
Well,
you had thought
I don't
you were
know.
gonna
It
like
just it all kind of depends on the situation.
Instagram
I'm not
questions. Can you actually
100% sure which way we're going to go
You
there.
got them.
We do know that the fold down brackets will work with the new Raptors, so
Hey, Nathan.
we'll just have to wait and see.
So that's good. We're excited. It's really
Kinda
cool looking
not-
though.
Never going to be.
Did you tell them that you can use them with fold down brackets?
I just said that.
Okay, I just want to make
Weren't
sure.
paying attention.
I wasn't because I got other questions going on in my head that I want to make sure we get to.
They are keeping the Talons for now.
Yes.
Brian.
They are keeping the talons.
So,
Joseph, you got some questions
Okay.
on Instagram before we get
Five
started.
Toad
with
says, no Chick-fil-A for you.
No.
How confident?
Not
How
tonight.
confident do you feel about fishing in the northeast waters? Five Toads again. You're like.
Wait.
One at a time.
How
One at a time. You don't have
confident
to
do
go
you
so fast.
feel about fishing the northeast waters?
I'm jacked up. You know.
Hot mess today, y'all.
Y'all see what I
And
got
they're
put up with?
drinking my water again. There's glasses.
I need alcohol. Somebody bring
So
me a
how
beer or
confident are you feeling about the Northeast swing? Since we're not going to be there, you're probably freaking awesome, and I can't go to New York.
something. Cayuga was tough on me last year.
Amanda's watching.
Finished
Sissy.
36th at St. Lawrence. 36, 37.
He got all excited at St. Lawrence.
Yeah, I had the fish on there to
Yeah.
do really well. Lost 3
Give
on
me
the
that.
day 2 that cost me dearly. The kind of
Don't you
question in the equation is
that
Champlain.
back?
And all 3 of them excite me because they've got giant smallmouth.
Yeah, Brian, they are.
And anywhere there's 4-pound plus smallmouth, count me in. I'm all about the brown fish life. Hashtag
It's actually really good.
it's water.
I'm trying out new water. It's called Liquid Death. It's
Is it
mountain
actual
water?
water?
It's actual water. No, y'all are
You
not.
can go
I
drink
wanna
mountain
try it.
water out of the ditch.
I'm not drinking ditch water.
We live on the side of a mountain that can go.
So Amanda H can read your comments. Hey, tell H just wants to drink to here. That's not water.
I'm good. If it comes out of Texas, I don't want to drink it anyway.
So a couple of times.
Unless it's what's that? Luckenbach, Texas. The
Lukenbach, Texas.
the beer that's from down
What
there.
are you talking about?
I don't know. I forgot.
I don't know
Okay.
either.
Five
I
Toads
love
says-
Liquid Death. Amanda likes it.
Five Toads on
Give me
Instagram
my
says, you're like a turkey, dark meat, white meat, and in between.
I was
Your
gonna say that.
feet. So gross.
Terry
No,
said
that's
that-
only turkey feet.
Thanks, y'all.
That tickles me. I don't know why.
Y'all done got this started. It's probably not going to stop.
I can giggle all day now.
Terry
Permanently.
said, was that you I saw this morning in Garfield at the shortstop?
Yes.
That was me.
Yes. It was us. We.
if you take a picture of Dad's...
I was about to say, you should take a picture. You could be in the drawing for the end of the year package.
But Mom,
So,
what does
what?
that do?
What? This is a hot mess, y'all. Quick reminder, y'all may have seen some pictures posted this week. So people have been taking pictures of Harvey's boat and trailer, or the rig, whatever you want to call it, the package, whatever part of the. Shut up. Y'all just stop talking.
Why are we laughing? Mail?
Anyway. Take a picture.
Why was that funny?
Tag Harvey Horn Fishing. And if you want to use some hashtags and get some extra love from me, feel free to use the hashtags. And you're entered to win the end of the year drawing. So right now I've collected, you're going to get a pair of Costa sunglasses. You're going to get a signed jersey, a signed hat, Yamaha hat. And you're going to get several stuff from Big Bite Baits and Spro, and you're basically going to get a tackle box full of Harvey's favorite baits from this year that he's used and has won and will win on, I should say. And then some other goodies too. So it's going to be a really cool package. There's probably going to be a rod reel combo we're going to throw in there. We're going to do some good stuff. So
Not impressed.
we're going to post his travel itinerary, and y'all can...
Got it.
Hey, Mark.
Oh God.
And Miss Penny, if you're lucky, we might even throw in a day of fishing with Harvey if y'all can handle it, because it takes some strength. If y'all have ever fished with Harvey, I'm just saying. Lord help us. Anyway, so that's going to be the giveaway. And then last week we announced our 2 top fan winners, which is Michael Horn, who is our nephew, who has been our longest top fan running so far. So we're gonna send him and Ryder some stuff, and another one. And I don't have my phone in front of me because it's got a video on it, and I cannot remember who it is.
A lady, wasn't it?
It was a lady, and she was super sweet. And all those good gifts are going out this week, so we're excited to see that stuff. So yeah, Penny, yeah.
And when do you leave for New York?
Maybe Wednesday, Thursday of next week. So
Turn the oven.
we're getting ready for that to go down. Now that I've mostly regained my composure. I still had. I'm sorry.
Sorry, y'all. Okay, so we're gonna answer weather questions. So I was asking Harvey like a ton of questions about. I don't understand really how the weather impact fish. I get cold and hot because it impacts us like that, right? But I don't understand like if it's raining or if there's like
Windy is good.
like I don't know if
To an extent.
I don't know if humidity makes the fish, you know, go weird, like it makes my hair go weird. Like I don't know those things.
Barometric pressure.
So I knew barometric pressure because it makes me have headaches. So I know the whatever that word is, does that to you. So can you explain to me a little bit about what we're going through right now and how it's impacting the fish? And then I'll ask more questions because there's a ton in my head.
So
Sometimes Penny, but not so good at it.
for me, and this is just things that I've gathered in the last,
This
I
is
don't
from
know,
your experience.
40 years of fishing experience.
That's what made me get it.
Yeah,
Amanda has the same question I did about humidity. But continue, and then we'll get to it.
I never really. I mean, it's
This is an open forum, so if y'all got tips out there, y'all holler too. Put them in the comments.
For me, I look at the pressure more than I look at the humidity. I look at high pressure days, low pressure days, and the days that the humidity is actually rising or falling to be better fishing days than days that the humidities are. You done got me saying humidity.
Barometric pressure?
Barometric pressure when it's just kind of flatlined, it's not going up, not going down. Those are the days that I tend to struggle. So for me personally, I look for those days. You know, if I'm going to plan, this is the day that I'm going to go fishing. I'm going to go to this lake. I'm going to try to catch one giant fish or whatever. I look for those days that I know the barometric pressure is either going to be rising, falling, or you know, an extreme low or an extreme high. And the days that the extreme lows, your hurricanes, your snowstorm events, those days seem to be the days that the fish absolutely eat. You know, seen it for many years that those really, really low pressure days, they put the feed bag on and they're chomping.
Miss Pitty brought up a good point because we were always told if the cows are laying down, you might as well just stay home.
And that's, I think all your animals kind of tend to follow that same line. You know, deer activity, all your wildlife, it all tends to follow that same type pattern. Days that you drive to the lake and see all the cows out feeding, you know, that's days that you're gonna just light them up. And
so if we got if we're like we've been under a heat advisory for the last couple of days, like does that heat advisory does that same heat, how does that impact the fish?
Generally, when you have a heat advisory, you're setting under a high pressure system, and the high pressure bright blue skies, they can still bite, but it's a little bit different. The bite is more, fish are set up under shade, they're trying to hide from that sunlight, and they're easier to target. Maybe not be easier to catch, but it's easier to figure out where they're at.
So you're looking for structure. Are you looking for a particular type of structure at that point?
Well, just like we saw today up on Table Rock, you know, the fish that we caught were either under docks or they were tucked under trees that were out in, you know, 20, 25 feet of water.
So they'll either find a place to hide or they go deep. Is that right?
I wouldn't necessarily say go deep, but they're going to be around something in the water that's going to provide them with shade.
Interesting.
what I think anyway.
Well, maybe if the cows are laying down, maybe that's an indicator you need to go find shady spots on the lake.
Usually you can just watch it on your phone. Joshua, there's
What's the
apps out
question?
there. How do you know when barometric pressure is rising or falling?
Just call me because I'll tell you. If I got a headache, it's changing.
I wouldn't advise that.
My headaches have gotten better though.
Sometimes the structure needs to be near the thermocline.
What's a thermocline? Stop, pause. Mark's throwing big words at me. Thermocline.
So, in any given body of water, you have a warm section, a cool section, and a cold section.
Mm-hmm.
Well, would you want to be in 90-degree water
Mm-mm.
or 70-degree water
Mm-hmm.
or 40-degree water?
Mm-mm. Okay. The middle.
They want to be where it's comfortable.
Uh-huh.
And depending on oxygen content, whether they'll be deeper or shallower than that thermocline.
So the thermocline is the middle.
That's
Basically your middle temperature.
in the spring and fall. We have what's called the turnover,
Oh.
where the
Are all-
water up higher gets colder than the water down below, and it will actually flip.
Turn. Do all lakes do that? Like, does all water do
No,
that?
not all of it, because a lot of lakes, the water flows through them fast enough that it's all one temperature.
I could see a river, but a lake, I would be.
There are lakes that Bull Shoals is one of them. I really and truly think that Bull Shoals, during certain times of the year, the water moves so fast through that lake, and it's 80-something miles long, that it never has time to develop that thermocline. That's why you can catch fish 70 feet deep, or you can catch them about 7 inches.
Okay, that makes sense to me. So why do you, because I always feel like you do better in the fall.
We don't want to tell people that.
Strike that from the record.
Y'all didn't hear that.
Strike that from the record.
Y'all didn't hear that.
She's still learning.
So is, well, okay, never mind. I don't even know what my next question is anymore. I know Amanda had one, but I don't remember what she had. Pam, did you see it?
Does
That's
that mean
right
the
there.
fish don't bite in the middle of the day, but bite more in the early morning and evening?
It's low light periods.
That makes sense.
Fish
Okay.
don't have eyelids.
Is that true? I guess so. I've never dissected a fish, y'all. I don't know these things.
Children prayed with fish eyes for years.
I have no idea. I don't pay no attention. I just don't touch them. I eat them when y'all clean them. That's the extent of it.
So anyway, those are kind of my thoughts
So
on
let me ask you, what's your favorite weather to fish in?
snowstorm. Period. Hands down.
For real?
Why is there smoke coming out of our sink?
Dishwasher.
Dishwasher steam?
Oh, steam. I don't know.
I don't know if fish have eyelids, but he doesn't understand that the dishwasher runs hot water and there's steam coming out of our sink.
I didn't know the dishwasher was on. How am I supposed to know what's on?
Stay in your lane and I'll stay in mine.
That's probably a good idea. Keep me from getting something like this upside my head.
Oh my god! So what else about the weather that we need to know about? And why do you like snowstorms? That doesn't make any sense.
The extreme low pressure.
Oh, it's the low pressure thing. You're a low pressure addict.
Maybe.
You weirdo.
Possibility.
You're so weird.
No, I've actually had some of my very best days fishing, just in the most awful weather. Snow, sleet, just, you're miserable, but the fishing is
Freaking
off the
point.
chain.
Fish like bad weather. Is it the disturbance? It's the change in the pressure. Is it the disturbance in the water? Or?
What my little small brain says is that when there's less barometric pressure, that little swim bladder in there shrinks or gets bigger or whatever, does something, and triggers them to, okay, I got to eat now. I mean, when I get hungry, I go looking for some food.
I guess.
Or I holler at you and, hey, bring me something to eat.
Yeah, I don't. No. I don't.
She threw a banana at me the other day.
I did not throw a banana at you. I threw a banana peel. That's the difference. I'm not going to waste a banana throwing
Alex
it at
says,
you.
what's your favorite weather to throw a wiggle wart?
What's on Instagram?
That's one of them things that I
Do
like.
you not talk about it?
No, I talk about it. I like to throw a wiggle wart.
Charlie does watch
Cloudy, a little bit of wind. The cloudy, just kind of windy, dreary days. That's the days I really like to throw a wart.
Dreary days.
Yep.
Dreary days. And that's when I don't
Big
like
fish
fishing.
on baby. Look, you tied a big worm on
Don't
it.
throw a banana at a fishery.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
It's dangerous.
I'd rather throw a banana at a fisherman than a frying pan.
And then he had.
Voice text, I guess.
Yeah, well, he could be doing that.
Yeah.
I hope he win. He better win. I got a nephew that's fishing a jackpot back home on one of our favorite lakes, and he's trying to fish and watch at the same time.
It doesn't work very well. I tried that last week, but I only dropped my phone once.
So, Chris, I've seen the banana thing firsthand many times.
Let's see what the shaky is.
Don't put a banana in my boat.
Don't put a banana in this boat. He will
Just
come
don't.
unglued. He'll
not
probably
pretty.
throw you and the banana out.
I had a co-angler years ago in a BFL in Oklahoma. Horrible day. Hadn't caught anything. I'm fishing some of the best places that I know to fish. And he's like, man, I'm going to take a break. And sorry about that, folks. We've got wild animals.
Sorry.
And I just keep fishing. Well, I think about it for a second. Something just struck me, and I turn around, and dude's peeling a banana. And I'm like, boss, if you don't throw that banana over the side of my boat right now.
And then you bet.
And he looks at me, he's like, what? Why? I said, please just throw the banana out.
Just.
He throws the banana out. I catch a 4.5. I catch a 3. I catch a 5. I catch another 3. 10 minutes.
Josh agrees with you too.
It is, and I know the superstition behind the bananas. Where that actually came from was back in the 1800s.
When they were on all the ships coming over, right?
The ships were coming over. They would go to South America, pick up loads of bananas, because bananas would keep for quite a while on a ship. Well, there were certain types of spiders that lived in the bunches of bananas that would get out, bite the sailors, and they would die. So that's why bananas are a no-no on a boat.
First of all, I don't like spiders. So if I see a spider, it's going to be a problem. We're going to have a problem.
But today, you don't see it as often.
Yeah.
We saw a spider, though, when we went to go pick up our camper because our friends were borrowing it at the open. And we saw it. Listen, y'all, I'm sitting in the truck. And I probably already told the story, but I've still got PTSD over it. I look over the truck hood, and there's this big spot, black spot, moving across the road. And if I can see that, it's big. Because I can't see crap. I'm like blind, all right? I can't see nothing. And I'm like, that is moving. So Harvey's like, what was that? I'm like, and he's backing up. No, the fool is backing up. I'm like, please hit whatever that is crawling across the road. It was a spider this big around. It was this big, and it was horrible, and I swear to God, it would have jumped in the truck. And he made me take a picture of it. That thing could have ate that baby deer we saw. I swear to God, it could have eaten that baby deer. That thing was huge. Don't. I'm never staying in Oklahoma unless I'm in a house. I'm not staying outside in Oklahoma. It's not happening during the summertime at
A
least.
little baby tarantula.
It was not a baby.
That was a baby.
It's just a little baby. It wasn't going to hurt nothing. She
Not-
overreacted.
It was this big, Harvey Horn. It was this big. It's almost as big as your head. It was horrible. Anyway, don't. If
How
you
did
don't
we
like
get off on the
spiders,
spider thing?
I don't know. You started talking about spiders and bananas.
Oh, that's right.
Penny's like, jigs. She's like, get back on track, you crazy people.
She said, talk about jigs.
Yes, we do,
Bass,
Jason.
do you add things to the jigs?
we're actually going to do a full series on jigs and how I rig
I know,
and
Jason.
trailers
They don't
and
come
all
to
of
my
that
house.
in
They
a
know I'll kill
later
'em.
segment. I don't even want to.
All right. So do we want to talk about top waters now? I don't even know how we're doing. Can we talk about top waters?
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
this a top water?
No.
I'm
By
going to
the
go out
way-
on a limb and say no.
By the way, this made a special appearance because this is what Joseph got for his birthday present
Woo!
from his fishing buddy.
Yeah.
They went to Florida and they bought them this awesomeness thing, and it changes colors. Look at that. It's pretty sick. It's awesome. I like it. And it's orange.
It wasn't peeling well.
It's funny. And so this is not a top water. Why is this not a top water?
Because it weighs 10.5 ounces. It weighs almost a pound.
It is pretty heavy. It's very
It's going to
heavy.
sink.
Look at this hook. Look at that thing. That thing is mad. Look at that. I mean, I don't have big hands or nothing.
It's like
But
a
daggum.
can to catch.
That thing's, compared to the can, that thing's massive.
That was what.
What do you typically catch with this?
Shark, tuna.
Barracudas?
Yeah.
Okay. Everything in the ocean. The ocean.
Yeah.
Ocean.
All right, so that's not a top water.
No.
So you want to talk about the BFE real quick because they launched it, and I think they have like sold almost everything.
Yeah. So
Jason Mitchell said he ordered some yesterday.
BFEs hit the market. You can.
We are, Terry.
We actually released the list of colors on our feed yesterday.
I put it in the story yesterday, day before yesterday.
Okay, we'll actually
Yesterday, I think.
repost that probably later tonight. All the
I
different
can.
colors of the BFE that you can order. Get your orders in now. They're going to be sold out pretty quick, I'm pretty sure. I haven't actually thrown it more than 5 or 6 times. They do work.
They do work.
I just go there. They do work.
What did they call it? The hashtags? What? The flipping? Oh, I can't remember what the hashtag was.
Coach did a video on it today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
No.
that, yeah. So I was about to say, go check
Go to
out the
Big Bites
Bites
Instagram
site.
feed. Watch Coach's live from earlier today. He'll show you all the different ways to rig it up. They go through the colors that are available. So check that out.
Best flipper ever. That's what the hashtag was.
Amen.
That's what it's called. That's what its name is. That's why it's called the BFE.
Well, that's not what they told me, and I'm going with that story.
All right.
So anyway, moving on. What you got?
From 5 toads, I'll give you $1 if you throw that in New York.
I'll throw it in the lake.
What do you think you would catch in New York if you threw this
Actually,
thing?
you might catch a lake trout on that thing.
A lake trout.
pretty
Would it be
big.
as big as this?
Pretty big.
Lake trout get like, I don't know, 40 pounds, 50
Yep.
pounds.
Holy cow.
And that lake's 500 something feet deep. Yeah, it'll probably catch something up there.
Dang gum, that's crazy.
Nothing I won't, but.
I wanted to go up there and let him catch me some walleye.
So, moving right along. Since
Alex, we'll go back and look at what the colors are because I can't remember if
No,
it's a
PB&J.
PB&J. I don't think
No.
so. I'll have to go back and look.
Jimmy Hoff is about, yeah, we might, no, let's not.
You'd be famous.
It's under like the New York Jet Stadium.
All right, so why do you, first of all, basics here, okay? I'm assuming you call it a top water because it glides across the top of the water when you throw it out there and reel it in. Is that a correct assumption?
I wouldn't say glide because it makes different motions.
Well,
too.
some
Listen
baits
to
glide.
Joseph.
I mean, technically your walking baits.
Is a walking bait the same as it is our top waters walking baits?
Some of them.
And are walking. Oh,
We're fixing to get into all that. If you'll just
okay, just go slow.
kind of absorb instead of spurting.
I'm processing.
No, she gets ahead of herself.
I'm hungry. So
You
keep
getting
going.
hungry on me? So
Musky.
the first
That'd be fun
thing,
to catch. Hey,
Hey, Miss
Kay.
Kay. First top water bait we're gonna go over is the
Ooh, let me see. I'll read it.
Big Bite Suicide Shad
This
combination.
is the Suicide Buzz.
Turn the blade a little bit. Maybe.
And this is Pearly Shad.
Look at that tender morsel right there, folks.
Gorgeous.
Ain't that pretty? I'd eat
What do
that.
they call this blade? Is this what is it?
It's the
A
buzz
buzz
blade.
blade? Oh, okay.
Yep.
I'm learning.
I'm trying to get it to where everybody can see the 3 people on Instagram and 7 people on the Facebook feed. Buzz baits.
I'm just glad we got somebody.
Great over the top of grass. They're good early morning, late in the evening, up shallow. Sometimes schooling fish will eat them in the middle of the day.
So let me ask you a question. So, buzz bait. Do all buzz baits look like this?
No.
Okay. Because I always equated buzz baits to spinner baits, and you're telling me that they're not a topwater.
Spinner baits aren't.
Okay.
You can still reel a spinner bait and make it stay really shallow, but it won't stay on top.
Technically, they're not topwater. What
The
you're
spinner
saying.
bait is not a topwater
Okay. But this is a buzz bait, and it is a topwater.
because you want to reel it across the top of the water.
Okay. Okay. It's as simple as that. I'm good here.
Are you sure?
Now, why wouldn't you rig this right here like that into the fish or into the bait like you would like your other ones?
Because it's made to go on top of the water.
Not on the bottom.
Okay, I'm working on it. Continue.
She's learning, y'all. Sorry.
Don't apologize for me.
It's a
I'm
work in
learning.
progress, y'all.
I'm doing good. I'm learning.
Second thing we're gonna
Ooh.
hit on is the
Show them what you're doing.
big bite tour toad. And I like to tear the little tails to where it's got way more action.
You don't have to though, right?
You do not have to. I will use this as a buzzbait trailer at times. I will also rig it on a 5/0 G Finesse hybrid shaped tournament grade
Ooh,
hook.
pretty.
Let me fix this. There we go. There we go. See Mike McClellan's picture. Ain't he cute?
He's so funny.
Really simple to rig this up. You're just going to rig it, Texas style, and
Oh,
go in. Try to keep it as centered as I can. Big Bite's got lines built in it to where you can really keep that line,
let
keep
me
that
see. Oh,
hook
yeah.
centered up. Bring it
He's
around.
cool looking. Look, his little eyes and everything.
It's got a hook slot cut into it.
I see. He's so cute. What color is this, babe? Do you remember? I don't remember what you said.
Really?
I don't. I was looking at the bait. I was looking at how you rig stuff.
It's black, y'all.
It's black, Mom.
Is
Just,
it?
just black.
Listen, the lighting is not that good in here, y'all. Stop it.
It's black. It's clearly black.
It's-
I'm throwing him at you in a minute.
It's not black.
I'm gonna
hole
put it on
black,
your
it's
pizza,
black.
and you're gonna eat it.
so that's what you're gonna have right there.
So you can barely see the hook.
Yep. Get a close up
Thanks,
there.
Josh.
There you go.
Oh my god.
Cat's in the bag, literally.
Yeah, we got a free cat if somebody wants it.
His name's Snickers, and he acts like Harvey.
I'm way nicer.
Mm-mm.
Tour toad,
Thank you, Alex.
jig trailer, buzzbait trailer. I've actually thrown them on a Carolina rig a few times when I want to fish it really fast. Creates a lot of disturbance in the water. Creates a lot of disturbance on top. Weedless, you can bring through the grass, through the brush, through the trees. Great little bait. Year round.
No, Alex, you're right. You do.
Every day, bro.
They do.
Bass Runner 25 says, when would you throw a toad over a hollow body frog?
I will throw a hollow bodied frog.
That's the squishy one, right?
The toad kind of comes into play for me when the fish wants something moving a lot faster. When I want to get that reaction strike, or when I'm practicing for a tournament and I want to cover a lot of water. I can take that toad and I can cover, 3 times as much water with it as I can a regular frog. I throw the Spro bronze eye frog a lot, so I'm covering more water, trying to just dissect those areas that are holding fish with the toad, and then I'll come back during the tournament and mix it up, throw the frog and the toad at the same time. just alternating the two.
Cool.
Couple other,
Very nice.
the next one, I don't remember.
What's that one
Buzz
called?
toads only need 2 colors, black and white.
Pretty much.
Yes.
Amen.
All right, so what is this?
Okay, so now we're going to get into what I'm calling prop baits.
Prop bait, because they have a little propeller on them.
Yeah. Yeah.
That I can get.
Greenfish makes this one. I can't remember exactly what it's called. I didn't look it up. Sorry
We'll
about
look
that.
it up and put it
Greenfish
out
has got them on their website. It's
Look
a
at his
balsa
little
body
eyes.
bait. It's got a great size. It makes a great commotion on the top of the water. A couple of different ways I retrieve it. I'll either burn it back to the boat, or I'll take and pop it to where it's just moving 6-8 inches at a time. Get a close up on that one on Instagram.
Jason's got a question here about buzz
Same
bait.
place as buzzbait. It is more a subtle presentation because of pressured fish.
Very true. That is correct. I'm gonna change it up. If the fish are swiping at a buzz bait, I'll go to one of the prop baits, just because it's going to give them a different look. They're a lot more subtle, and they've always seemed to produce big fish for me when the fish are doing that. When they're not attacking a buzz bait, I'll change it up and go to something like that.
I have a quick question. You said balsa, like the wood, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does Greenfish, all of theirs are made out of balsa?
All of their top waters, yes.
Oh, cool.
Is that where they float?
Cool.
The
We'll have
next
to
one.
talk about that later because I'm curious.
Next bait we're going to talk about is one that a lot of how should I put it, the guys that have been around a while will notice the shape on this one. This
Jason
is
was
one,
talking about the frog.
frog too. This is a devil's horse that was repainted, probably over 10 years ago by yours truly. Doesn't look like much, but it's caught a few fish. Devil's horse is just a different version of the same little prop bait, and caught a lot of fish on it. Here's another one. That one's wood. The other two have been wood. This is a plastic version of that same bait. I don't even remember who makes that one.
Alex says, do you prefer to throw top water on a high or low speed reel?
I prefer to throw a top water on a 7-3 or 8-1, just for the simple fact if that fish eats it and comes at me, I can take up the slack and pull into them like I need to. It's just one of those things that I may not fish fast, but my reels are fast. I may be fishing really slow with a jig on bottom, or something like that. My swing head with a fighting frog. I may be fishing slow, but my reels are going to take up any kind of slack that I need to.
Sweet.
Here's one that
Straight reel or rip the devil horse?
a little bit of both. The devil's horse, the traditional retrieve that I do with it is I'll give it a good hard rip. But you can also take and just throw it out and reel it in and get some good action that way. And I hope everybody out there can tell me what this is, but in case you can't,
Nope, I don't know.
I'll give you.
Whopper
Whopper plopper.
very, very popular bait
How am I gonna do
across
that?
the country.
Listen, I'm gonna pause here for a second. When you say whopper plopper, I'm thinking whopper and you plop it somewhere. That does
Go
not
get the
look like
big
a
one.
whopper.
The big one.
Now see, that I could probably tell you that was a whopper plopper.
It's in one of those boxes sitting on the deck.
That does not tell me that it's a whopper plopper. And I can't read it, so I don't know
So
what's written.
I have
Just saying.
almost all the sizes in these for some reason.
Can't stop the plot, Brian says. Well, that's a new hashtag we're gonna have to use.
Yeah, maybe.
So what is this supposed to, I mean, it looks like a fish.
It is a.
Is it supposed to replicate a shad or something, like a giant shad?
It's a different variation of the two baits we just talked about. It's
That
kind of
thing's
like a
funky.
buzz bait. It's kind of like a prop bait.
And is this what gives it the motion on the top that
That's what
disturbs the
gives it
water?
its sound.
Oh, the sound.
So it actually makes a plop as it comes through the water. And don't do that. You're going to wind up with a hook in your finger.
No, you can take it out there. You have a video on that.
You're not going to let me.
I might, if you're nice. I'll call Eric. Eric will do it.
We'll be in an ambulance.
No, we
Miss
won't.
Penny says, "What's your favorite color?"
Of which one, Miss Penny?
The plopper?
Ploppers, black and bone are the two
This is
go-tos.
bone?
That's bone.
This one's been chewed up a little bit, baby.
Oh yeah, that's not it. It's in one of those boxes sitting on the deck.
Bless his heart. Joseph, he has to find
Jared
all
has
this
a
stuff.
Black.
good question. He says, "I know you can catch fish on top water any time of day. When you pull up to a spot, what is your absolute determining factor on if you're going top water or not?"
That is a good question. I'm glad you asked that because I
So-
wanted to ask the same point.
When I'm on a grass lake, and this is something that I've known for many years. I've seen it over and over again. Most people think, oh, it's bright bluebird skies.
Popping frogs. Hey, Robbie.
I'm not going to throw a top water because there's no wind. Guys, grass trumps everything as far as top water fishing when it's there. I watched John Cruz 5 years ago on Gunnersville. Bluebird sky, slick calm water. He throws a big walking bait out over a grass bed and catches like a 7-pounder.
They can't resist it, y'all.
It's just one of those things you have to have the confidence
To
to
just
pick
do
it
it.
up and throw it when you're in the right situation. Now,
They're asking what's the right situation.
there's
That's my question. I don't know about
to me, there's never a wrong situation.
So just do it.
It's just so
It's worth
much
trying.
harder to pick up one bait and throw it for 5 bites all day long.
So let me ask you a question. Do you start the day, I mean, like, you look at the weather, you look at your map, because you're a big map guy. Are you, when you get ready and you're preparing, do you always have a top water tied on somewhere? Do you
100%.
always have it on the way somewhere?
100%.
Just because.
Just because.
So you just make sure it's out there and you just throw it just to try it?
It may not even be out of the box, but you can walk out there to my boat right now. And as a matter of fact, the next one we're going to talk about is walking bait. And this is the very same bait that I have tied on. Can't buy these anymore unless you find them on eBay. This is a Repo Man. Paycheck Baits made them, I don't know how many years ago.
I don't know. Y'all, I don't know.
It's just a different variation of the Zara Spook. The Zara Spook was probably, I don't know if it was the very first walking bait out there, but it's one of the most popular. If I'm going to pick up a bait any time of day and throw it, 99% of the times, that's going to be it. And whether it's this one or the larger version, those are my two go-to baits. There's the Vixen, there's the new company that's got that similar mold or the same mold, I don't even know.
So what is the feather detail on the back supposed to do? Like, I don't understand
Make
that.
it look pretty for the fishes.
Is that what it's supposed to do?
I guess.
Flares out.
It adds,
So it's supposed,
It
to be,
adds
it's supposed to be
movement.
the tail fin, basically. Yeah.
so the little feather on the back just adds a little bit more realism to something that isn't real.
Do they all make sound?
No.
Well, I mean, those don't. Those
Very
rubbery
next bait
plastic-
we're going to pick up does not make sound.
Okay. I'm curious when you choose sound versus no sound.
So on heavily pressured fish.
This is really interesting, y'all. I'm really learning a lot.
Question before you start on.
Oh, yeah.
I'm in a crystal clear lake full of grass in Florida. The fish bust fry from one end of the lake to the other. I chase them all around when they're feeding. You can follow them feeding on the fry balls. What would you do to catch those schools?
Ooh.
That's one of those situations where
You saw a bunch of those today, too, didn't you?
we saw a bunch of fry, but the fish weren't schooling on them. We have the similar situation here. One of our local lakes.
It's okay, baby.
Look over by my chair. There's a bunch of boxes stacked up right there. One of the lakes we have doesn't have a lot of grass, but there's a lot of fry right now. And generally by this time of year, that's what the bass are doing. They're schooling on those fry. Really?
I have allergies. I cannot help it.
So they're
Dust
schooling
storm.
on fry that are, literally 1/2 inch to 3/8 of an, 3/8 to a half, maybe 3/4 of an inch long. And they're extremely hard to catch. What I have found is when I go to bigger baits and attack those fish that are near the fry balls, I can get to convince a couple of them to bite. Now, I may not catch 20, 30 fish a day. It may be a 5 to 10 fish a day deal, but I go to bigger baits. And I'm glad you brought that up, because the very next bait is the one that I generally go to when I'm doing this, and it is a pencil popper style. This is another one of those paycheck baits that hasn't been made in quite a while, and as you can see,
No sound.
no sound. It is silent. That extra splash from a pencil popper style bait when they're schooling. Now I'll also use the same bait when they're schooling on big shad, 4 to 6 inch shad. But that's what I've found that will pick up a few more bites through the day than trying to match that little bitty, this is a good example of something that can work, because the blades and the hooks will actually resemble a little wad of those fry trying to grit away from the ball when they're attacked.
I didn't think of that.
But I go big, and
It disturbs them enough. They're like, ooh, I like that.
yeah, I'm pretty sure it's going to work a little bit better than that dragonfly there, bro.
So there's a question on Instagram. It's like, do you always throw a topwater in the morning? If not, what else do you do and how?
For me, one of the things that I like to throw during the entire year early in the morning is I like to pick up about a 1/2 ounce spinnerbait and burn that spinnerbait. From when the water temperature hits the mid 50s, from spring till the mid 50s in the winter, I like to throw that spinnerbait early in the morning, late in the day, just because it's something that's imitating. And I use a small spinnerbait, a small frame spinnerbait that imitates small shad, something that's trying to get away in a hurry. That's my go-to if I'm not throwing some type of topwater.
Cool.
Do you always throw topwater in the morning?
I got that one.
Oh, okay.
You did good.
See you, Jason.
Thank you, Jason. All right, so what else you got on the lineup? There's 2 more, I think, you haven't touched on yet.
So the next one that I like to throw is the old school Bomber Long A. This one's been beat up and abused quite a bit.
It's seen some
And
really good fishies.
I'll throw this one on 12-pound line. Once it gets a little bit later in the year, 12-pound monofilament. Once it gets a little bit later in the year, I like to wake this bait, and I just want to reel it just fast enough that it stays on the surface, and it kind of has that waking motion. It's just going to wobble back and forth. When it's still cold, I'll actually throw the same bait, throw it out once the water temperature hits 55 degrees in the spring. I'll throw it out, reel it down, and slow roll it back to the boat to where it's as deep as it can go, but I want it to go really slow and just get that wide wobble to it.
Brian wants to see the pencil popper again.
So this is this one again.
That is called the One by Paycheck Baits.
And what can he get that's close to it?
I think Evergreen's probably the closest one out there to it now. There's a couple, I don't know how many different companies make a pencil popper. Those are some that I bought probably 8 or 10 years ago. They're almost, that particular one
This
is
one-
silent and they're impossible to find.
This one's
I've
been beat
looked,
up a
I've
little
been
bit.
searching for them for years. If you find some, let me know, because I will buy them. The last ones that I knew that sold,
Let
they
me
sold for
know.
about $300 a piece.
And he will not be buying those. But this one's been beat up quite a bit because this one's actually got feathers on this side, and he's lost all of them on that side.
The last one that I like to throw is old school P50, P70, Rebel Popar.
Oh, there's one on there. It's just, it went pause. I'll be right back.
Give me just a second, y'all.
Here, get it, bud.
We're gonna restart the Instagram feed. But anyway, I'm gonna continue on. We'll start over. P50, P70. When there are small fry, Rebel makes one that's like, I don't know, inch long. It also works as well. Just a slow, steady pop when the mayflies are hatching has been one of the best retrieves that I've found for this. And I throw it on 12-pound sunline monofilament all the time. If I'm in a place that's got a lot of grass, I'll swap over to braid.
Would an A-rig work on the fish feeding on fry balls?
Quite possibly. I'm not a A-rig thrower, so yep, you're good.
That good?
I would say, yeah, it probably would. I would downsize to a 3-inch style bait. Tilt it down just a little bit.
Oh.
Got the lights in there. Real bright. Come on down.
That's good.
Down. There we go.
That works. Thanks for hanging on.
So those are some of my...
Tiny pop, Chris says.
Yeah, I think that's it. That's what I have. That's generally what I throw when I'm throwing a top water.
So for a beginner like me, like what's the first one you would start me out on?
Pick up the old buzzbait. It's simple, it's easy to throw, and it's going to catch fish.
I like it. I like
And
it.
it's got a single hook, so the people that are in the boat with you are not in quite as much danger.
So let me ask you a question. So if I cast it out there, I'm casting this toward a bank, right?
Yeah.
And how fast am I reeling this in?
Fast enough to keep it on top.
Okay. So if I see it go under the water, I'm going too slow.
Yep.
Okay. That's good to know.
And you can actually change how fast or slow
Oh,
by
changing your
bending
blades.
the blades. It's just slightly. Big Bite uses really good blades, so they're a little bit tougher to bend. But if you add just a little bit of cut to them, it's kind of hard to see.
Just bend
right
them
there.
a little bit, like
Just
a
bend
couple
them
of
just
degrees.
a little bit. That'll help keep that bait up top, and you can slow it down even more. Or if you need to speed it up, which
Straighten
is
them out.
something that I see a lot, that if you sped up instead of slowed down, you'd catch more fish. Bend the blades out to speed it up.
Would you bend them all the way out? Would
Nope.
you flatten them? You
Nope.
would still keep that in
Nope.
there, though, right? You'd
You
still keep
still
a
want to
bend.
keep that cup in there, but just open it up just a little bit more than that 90-degree turn.
Who knew?
What is your weedless version of your top water arsenal?
Oh.
Rich, I'm generally throwing either the toad or a spro frog. I have a few.
The bronze eye frog thing?
Yep.
Okay.
I have a few swim baits that I throw that I'll roll across the top pretty quick, but for all intents and purposes, that the toad and the frog are my two weedless deals.
Mark asked earlier about a popping frog.
Mm-hmm.
What is that?
Popping frog is just a different variation of the spro bronze eye frog. It has a
So it's
cup.
still kind of a.
It has a cupped mouth, kind of like this Rebel Popar.
Oh.
So it's gonna plop when you pull it.
Chris says, when throwing buzz baits, do you like headbangers or clackers?
Just depends. If I've got dirty water, I like a clacker. If any other situation, I want one that'll, this one's got a little bit of it. You kind of hear it there. But for where I fish the most, around the Ozarks, I want it making as little extra noise as possible. So I'm going to bend that blade to where it doesn't hit the head, and I want it as slow as possible.
So not necessarily.
So I'm
clacker.
going to slow it down. A lot of times I'll go to the tour toad to where I've got that extra movement, got a little bit wider body to where I can keep that bait up higher. Just what I found around here that works for me.
We got a shout out from Brazil. How crazy is that? That's freaking awesome, y'all. That's awesome. Thanks, Jess. You're good. You're eating pizza. It's fine. I can actually see that one in the sun. It's good. It's all good. I know Michael Todd wanted to talk a little bit about grafts. So one of the things that we did today, we actually went and met with one of Harvey's friends,
Mr. Rick Fishback.
That's his real name.
Yes.
Which is freaking awesome. It's awesome. And so there were some things, and you don't realize how sensitive those grafts are until you actually start sitting down and playing with the buttons and figuring stuff out. But basically, Harvey went up there just so he could dial them in, is what you call it. You want to talk to them about that?
So, through the years, I have learned how to do certain things with grafts, and I'm okay. But when you want to see just what your grafts are capable of, you need to go to somebody that deals with this stuff day in, days out. That's what they do for a living.
That's what Rich did.
And literally, it took him 15 minutes just tweaking a few. I was close, but he made it better.
Way better.
And
I could even see the fish.
At some point, we'll bring Rick on and we'll talk in depth about how to get those settings right. It's just, you have to know which buttons to push and which knobs to turn, and he knows those better than anybody out there that I know personally. And we're going to bring him in probably later in the year, maybe after the season's done, bring him on, and we'll get out there and we'll actually go through how to set up your grafts and help everybody dealing with hummingbirds, help them get their grafts dialed in better.
So, out of all the lures, what's your favorite to throw?
Oh, golly. Well, I've already said it. Small, I think that's like a 4-inch.
1 sec, Josh will answer it.
Ow.
Oopsies.
I didn't get me. 4-inch walking bait, bone color, white feathers. Got to be my favorite all around. It kind of all depends on water temperature, the mood of the fish, but you can go out there and look in my boat right now. That's what's tied on.
Well, what I'm noticing is it's a very monochromatic color scheme here. Like you've got bones and whites and blacks. Is there some crazy colors out there that you like to use, or
yeah,
is this like the craziest color?
No, I actually have this very same bait in a bluegill type pattern. When the bass are feeding on bluegill, when the bluegill spawn is on, I'll change from the bone to the bluegill type pattern, perch, whatever you want to call it. Other than that, it's pretty much something imitating a bait fish.
That's cool. Somebody asked what grafts you're running.
I have 4 12-inch Solixes on my boat.
Hummingbird Solixes.
Yep.
And it was interesting because Rick is actually going to do some weird hybrid stuff with his next year. He's going to do helixes and
helix
solixes.
And a solix, front and back, one of each, just to change it up a little bit.
It's going to be really cool. I'm anxious to learn more about that because I want to see what it looks like.
Yeah, Chris, I do have a stash, I guess you would say. And no, I won't sell them.
Y'all and y'all's stinky bait names.
Joseph.
Y'all got some weird bait names. Anyway, it's crazy town.
Yeah, I have guys that ask me all the time. They try to get in, and I have sold 1 or 2, and I regretted it.
There's very few people who get to enter the garage. Not only because I won't let them, because it's a hot mess.
It's a plot to protect what I value most.
Other than me, right?
Yeah.
Seriously, I'm gonna knock you out with one of these baits. I swear. This one right here is a little too close, and it will catch a Harvey.
Don't break that boy's bait.
I'll buy him another one.
He ain't even got a chance to throw that yet.
It's okay.
Not yet, anyway.
I'm gonna have a chance to throw it at your head.
How about you don't?
Watch me.
So how long we been rolling now?
Oh,
Over an hour.
We've been talking. We've been doing good stuff. We're getting lots of questions.
Are you throwing mono on most of your topwater hard baits?
Mono on clear water lakes. If I've
yes.
got dirty water or grass, I'll go to break.
Oh my gosh, Penny wants to come visit the garage. Penny, I'll make you a deal.
No, she don't.
As I know who Miss Penny knows, and if she comes over, he'll be in her back pocket. Trip Evans. Trip Evans has actually been in there more than a lot of people, except for
Pam and Joseph
Brad Hollowell.
and Hollowell. My sister.
I moved him away to Texas, so I don't have to worry about him much anymore.
So true. So true. So, next week, we're probably going to go do one. I don't know how we're going to do live next week. It's going to be crazy. We may not be on Instagram next week because we couldn't do Instagram last week because we were in the boat situation. So, we're sorry we missed Insta last week. But next week is going to be a little more funky too because you're going to be in New York.
Yep.
So we're going to work on some stuff and see what we kind of do. But I would like for you to be able to give everybody an update at least. Kind of how everything is and what New York looks like, and so
Don't say you're gonna do it. You don't do it.
we'll see.
Like what?
What?
Your last turn. I'll give an update later in the day.
There wasn't nothing to
There wasn't
update.
anything to
You could have said that.
You was watching Bass Track. You know there wasn't nothing happening. It was
Doesn't
sad.
matter.
That's what it
People
was.
wanna
Yeah, I didn't
hear
want to get
from
on there and
you.
let
Good,
everybody
bad,
see
or
me
ugly,
crying.
We want to hear it.
Oh gosh.
I wasn't crying, but I was wanting to.
We was crying for you.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we're going
Well, let's do a quick rundown. So it's Cayuga first.
buzzbait.
Buzzbait was Cayuga
You
first.
said rundown.
Then the St. Lawrence.
Tour toad.
Then Champlain. Then Oneida. So they are literally back to back. So he'll start practice not this Sunday, but next Sunday for Cayuga. And they fish through, they'll fish.
So I'm not going to be
Saturday.
home till like September. So we're gonna, if everything goes as planned, we will fish the 4 tournaments in New York. I'll have a week in between
And you'll head to Detroit
New York and Detroit,
for St. Clair.
and I'll be at St. Clair.
And then you're
I'll
going to come home before Hartwell in September.
come home before Hartwell. Looking forward to that one.
That's going to be a good one. That's going to be a good one. So it's going to be fun.
Yes, ma'am. We are doing it with our phone.
Yes, ma'am.
Thanks, Rusty.
So we're going to sign off tonight because we talked about a lot of stuff. And I want to eat meatloaf because I'm hungry.
Rundown a little bit.
And we love you guys. And thank y'all so much for everything, for all the prayers and all the support. So just keep it up. Because it's all coming to a head in New York. What is this? I've been trying to remember the guy's name. He was the MC of Bass Basketball before Mercer.
Oh,
Fish?
No, it wasn't Fish. It was
Thanks, Penny.
Robbie. Does that? I don't.
I'm pretty sure it's on our DVR, and we'll go find it.
No, it's not on. Oh, well, you'll have.
It's on YouTube.
You can go out there and find it on YouTube. I want to say his name was Robbie. I can't really remember.
$90 on eBay.
Google it.
Yeah, you can pull it up. Fish Fishburne was out there, but there was a guy between Fish and Mercer, black-headed guy, and I want.
Oh, I know, because he was here, wasn't he? Didn't he MC the Opens?
No,
Who MC'd the Opens?
I just watched it.
Or was it FLW?
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
What you talking about?
I remember who he is. I see his face.
Fish Fishburne was there. Then this other guy came in, and then Mercer took over from him, and that's been
Mercer's the best.
quite a while.
Mercer's
I might, Miss Penny, I might need to borrow that. Anyway, quick rundown of what we went over tonight.
One more time.
Pencil poppers, buzz baits.
Wait,
The
we have a
favorite.
question.
Oh,
What we got?
Junior All Fishing says, any updates for y'all on the late series in New York?
Yeah, we covered that earlier, but I'll go back through it real quick. We are going to New York. We've got some stringent standards that we have to go through.
lots of testing.
Lots of testing and lots of quarantining and all that good stuff. But we will be headed up there next year.
Next week.
Next week too.
We're leaving Wednesday.
She done got me all crazy, y'all.
He's
All right.
really looking forward to the future.
I'm trying to get ahead of myself.
Oh my gosh, what is this one?
How?
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
you're going to the rundown.
Yeah.
What was this one?
Walking bait.
Okay.
Welcome. Vomit.
Weak meat.
Well, I'm not answering these because I can't keep up.
Popper.
Popeye.
Prop bait, prop bait.
Prop bait. There you go.
The frog.
Nope.
The
Nope.
toad.
There we go.
The toad.
The toad.
The tour toad.
Yeah. Ooh, devil horse.
Yep.
Devil horse. Wow, it doesn't even
Devil's
look like a horse,
horse.
but whatever.
It's okay. Whopper popper.
Whopper plopper. Doesn't look whopperish to me.
Another prop bait.
Another prop bait. That's the rundown, people. Love you guys. Peace out. What else you gotta say?
Wicked Witch just joined.
Oh man. Hey, Wicked Ways, people. We love you. Mwah, mwah. What else? That's it. I can't think of anything else.
We're
I'm
good.
tired. All right.
Next
Bye.
week, all the folks on Instagram, try to get over on the Facebook page and follow us there.
If not, I'll try to post it to IGTV.
There we go.
So make sure you're watching
Thank
IGTV.
y'all for watching.
Prayers.
Come back and see us soon.
Alright, we just. And that.